that are there, love, freedom, peace, these are words of the beyond. Beyond what? Beyond the mind. Why do we say that these are words of the beyond? Because these are words that pertain to inactivity. Peace is not a particular activity of the mind. Neither is joy, nor is freedom. And there is no mind without activity. Which means that in peace, what is the state of mind? Non-existent, centerless. In peace, mind exists without a center, and that is also conveyed by the statement that the mind does not exist at all. These two are the same statements, right? The mind existing in a centerless state and the disappearance of mind, the non-existence of mind, all of these are just the same. Which means that if in peace the mind really does not exist, then the mind also cannot detect peace. Hence it is said that peace is of the beyond. That peace is beyond mind, because in peace there is no mind as such to detect peace or name peace or conclude that you are peaceful. Similarly in joy, similarly in freedom, these are not mental states that mind can detect. These are mental states in which the mind has gone into oblivion, a very relaxed sleep. So these are words of the beyond. Getting it? But what happens is that there is just too much abuse of these words. Literature says one experiences peace. And it is not limited to poets or writers. Making matters far worse, there are a lot of teachers who keep saying that they will give you an experience of silence or a consciousness of awareness. Now this is not only ignorance. When such things come from a teacher, then it is a crime. It is a crime because it has led to a lot of delusion and consequent suffering. One example of that was his statement. When you try to make peace a subject of experience, then what you are saying is that peace is at the same level, in the same dimension as the other objects of my experience. Now what does the mind experience? The mind experiences only the tangible. The mind experiences only that which is a product of thought, in the domain of thought, in the domain of imagination, in the domain of space-time. Are you getting this? This is what the mind experiences. So when you say experiencing peace, what have you turned peace into? Objects, something material. Now if peace is something material, then remember that everything that is material has material properties. In fact, material is identified only through its properties. Correct? So then you will say peace will be identifiable through its properties. Now what can have properties? Material. If you say I am peaceful, then what is material about you? The body. Then you will start looking for peace in bodily characteristics. Bodily characteristics like like a smiling face or half closed eyes. Now you have turned peace into something tangible. Now you say silence is of the lips. Now you say silence is of the absence of words. Now you have turned silence too into something material, something that the ears have jurisdiction over. Now the ears are deciding whether or not there is silence. If the ears can hear, then it is not silence. And if the ears can't hear anything, then you say it is. So now you know silence by the properties of silence. And like any other material, properties are always determined by the senses. You have turned the beyond into sensual. That is why looking for an experience of truth is the highest ignorance, and trying to give somebody an experience of truth is the highest deception. The same malaise affects our friend here when he says, I used to remain peaceful. No, you are not peaceful. You are just arrested. And yesterday night, in the Anhat session, you got a tremendous opportunity to get out of that arrest. Peace has no opposite. Had you been peaceful otherwise, then you could have remained peaceful and done whatever you wanted to. In peace, all opposites can coexist. In peace, you can remain wordless or you can speak a lot. In peace, you can sit or you can run. In peace, you can wake up or you can sleep. In peace, you can climb or you can descend. In peace, all actions and their opposites are possible. But peace by itself has no opposite. So when you say, I used to be very peaceful, but yesterday I became expressed, what you are implicitly implying is that you got the opposite of peace. That is not possible. Peace has no opposite. Remaining peaceful, you can boldly venture into all opposites. Remaining peaceful. And if you're not peaceful, you can know that by reluctance to move into something. A man who is not peaceful will always live in choices, will always live in preferences. The man who is not peaceful will always have a proclivity for something and a repulsion against something. The man who is peaceful will be able to go through anything and everything that life brings to him without choice, without preference, without a feeling of gain or loss. One of the best favors we can do to ourselves is to use these words with extreme respect and care. There are anyway not too many of them. And it's a mercy that there are not too many of them. When you use the word love, kindly be very careful. Don't just say, I love your hairstyle. You're abusing the word. When you use the word truth, be careful. Don't just tell someone to speak the truth. Or when someone changes his mood or personality, don't say, now you are showing your true colors. True and truth are not to be used this way. Similarly, when your ego is riding upon you and making you do absolutely stupid things, do not say, oh, it is a matter of my freedom. Am I not free to run away? It is not a matter of your freedom, it's a matter of your stupidity. Don't abuse the word freedom. Freedom is something totally different, very profound, sacred. But we do all kinds of things that are being determined by our sense of hurt, by our pride, by the ego in general, and we label them as a matter of freedom. If somebody prevents us, we say, he is interfering in my freedom. The word freedom has to be used with great respect. Likewise attention, likewise understanding. Likewise intimacy, likewise simplicity. Compassion, care. You cannot be casual with these words. Yes? What would happen is every time you would be tempted to use these words, you would find that they are not applicable. So you will not be able to use them. And when you will not be able to use them, you will be confronted with the stark absence of these in your life. Because had they been there, you could have allowed yourself to use them, but you will look at yourself honestly and find, no, this is not love, I can't use this word here. No, this is not freedom, I cannot use this word here. And then for months and years, you will not be able to use the word love and freedom anywhere. And that will tell you how deeply they are absent from your life. How deeply they are absent. And seeing the absence of freedom is the work of freedom. When you see the absence of freedom, you have been free to see that. Only a free eye can see whatever it sees. It doesn't matter whether it sees the most beautiful flower or the ugliest heap of garbage. It has seen, and to see is freedom. So do not determine seeing by the object of seeing. It doesn't matter what you have seen. And if there is garbage, obviously when you will open your eyes, you will see garbage. But even if you see garbage, it is proven that you have the power to see. So don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed that whenever I see, all I see is garbage. At least you are seeing. And that's all that is needed. So there lies great freedom in acknowledging an absence of freedom. That is why it is said that freedom has no opposite. When you see that freedom is there, obviously freedom is there. When you see that freedom is not there, even then freedom is there, inherent in seeing. So freedom has no opposite. It is always there. You may ask, what when I am not seeing? The answer is then you do not exist. When you are not seeing, who is determining that he is not seeing? And if you are not seeing and you know that you are not seeing, then obviously you are seeing. And if you say I am not seeing and I do not know that I am not seeing, then you do not exist. Hence freedom has no opposite. These are not words in duality. Use them with the utmost respect. Getting it?